Get started. All right, awesome. Well, I am so excited to talk with y'all tonight and just get to meet some of y'all for the first time tonight. And I'm so excited for those of y'all who are just starting your products. A couple of y'all are in our reset group that we're currently going through now, and you're starting your products with the 3-day. If you're not with us this week, we are doing another one of those starting next Monday. So if you want to plug into that reset, make sure that you message the person who you joined under, just so we can get you connected there. Doing those 3-day resets kind of in a group is so much more fun. You have accountability. You know that you're not alone. You're not the only one who's kind of walking through those challenging moments. So being a part of a group is really nice. So make sure you get connected. We're going to start another one of those starting next Monday, April 8th. I want you to also go ahead and drop the products that you're starting with in the chat. I know we've got most people start on Triplex. Some people are starting on Balance, some on Active. So let me know in the chat what you're starting with. And goodness, I can't actually see the chat right now. So that's a challenge. But I think most everybody on this call is probably starting with Triplex, Balance, and Active. If you're starting with something different, you can unmute in just a minute when I kind of go over the products. But I would just want to make sure that we're kind of going over that and making sure that everybody's starting on the right track. Because as somebody who has been on Plexus for almost 8 years now, I'm about to hit my 8-year mark with Plexus at the beginning of June. We've seen a thing or two, and we want to make sure that not only are we starting you on the right track with your products, but just sharing some extra tips to make sure that you're starting strong and getting the most out of your products and really helping to accelerate those results. So I'm going to just quickly go through Triplex, Active, and Balance, and just talk about how to start those. So Triplex is what most of you guys are probably starting with. This is kind of our core combo. This is all about balancing your blood sugar and addressing your gut health. And one of the things that I loved most about Plexus when I first started, and this was just my story when I started, is that it was something I could stick to even on my worst days. It was a doable task that I knew was going to move the needle forward. Even when I couldn't work out that day, or even when I couldn't eat clean, I knew that balancing my blood sugar and working on my gut health was going to have a positive effect in my body. And you can ask any doctor that you talk to. We actually have, I think, 2 of our nurse practitioners are on the call with us tonight, and they're going to tell you that the 3 biggest indicators of your health and are going to have the biggest effects on your body are gut health, blood sugar, and inflammation. And those are the 3 things that our products, and specifically Triplex, addresses. Everything from energy to metabolism to mental clarity to sleep to autoimmunity. All of those are tied into your gut health, your blood sugar, and inflammation. And that's why you see so many different testimonies that come out of these products, because they address things at the root. So that's really what Triplex is all about. So Pink Drink and 2 of our gut health supplements. So here's how you're going to take that. You're going to do your Pink Drink either first thing in the morning or mid-morning. Okay, there is no caffeine in Pink Drink, so there's really not a wrong time to take it. But I say the earlier that you can take it in the day, and the earlier you can kind of balance your blood sugar, is going to help you have that sustained natural energy throughout the day. Now, there are days where it's just crazy busy, and I realize it's after lunch, and I haven't taken my Pink Drink yet. I'll pop it open and drink it whenever I remember. But if you can drink this first thing in the morning or mid-morning, you're going to have that natural sustained energy throughout the day, because you're going to have that balanced blood sugar. So mix this with anywhere from 8 to 16 ounces of water, just kind of depending on taste preference, and mix that up first thing in the morning or mid-morning, whichever your preference is. And then you're just going to take your capsules at night. I found that this is just the easiest way to take those. It's easy to remember. I keep these next to my toothbrush at night so that when I brush my teeth, I pop my capsules and I'm done for the night. A lot of people will keep them on their nightstand. If you're somebody who preps your coffee, at night, the night before, take your capsules while you're prepping your coffee. Find something that is going to be easy for you to remember. That's going to be my biggest tip for you. And same thing for the Pink Drink. Habit stack this, because the biggest kind of hold up for people starting their products is, I just can't be consistent. I want you to find something that you're already doing and attach this routine to what you're already doing. Habit stack it. So if you brush your teeth every night, put this next to your toothbrush. Make it doable. And when you start these, your ProBio and your BioCleanse, you're going to start with 1 each of these, and then you're just going to build your way up. In general, and everybody is different, there's no one size fits all for supplementation. In general, most people take 2 of each. Okay, 2 BioCleanse and 2 ProBio. There are people, though, who need more BioCleanse or less BioCleanse, kind of depending on your bowel habits. And I promise you, there's no such thing as TMI. If you're finding that you're constipated or you're finding that you're experiencing diarrhea, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can troubleshoot with you. We have heard it all. We have seen it all. We have personally experienced it all. So Don't hesitate to reach out if you're having any of those issues and we can troubleshoot, but start with one each, slowly work your way up to 2, and then we can adjust from there. Okay, so that's Triplex. The other supplement that some of you may have added on is Balance. This is an additional metabolic booster for additional weight loss. There are 2 different ways you can take this. So 2 capsules is the kind of dosage for this. You can either take this mid-morning, or you can take it mid-afternoon. Now, some people who are really, really wanting to focus solely on weight loss will take it at both of those times. You can take it up to twice a day. You can take it mid-morning and mid-afternoon. The effects of this, which is going to be appetite control, even more blood sugar balance than what you're getting with Pink Drink, that is going to last about 6 to 8 hours. So just kind of decide when you want to take that, whether it's mid-morning, whether it's mid-afternoon, when you kind of get a little bit hangry or get a little bit snacky, or like I said, you can double up on that. And that's something else we can also help troubleshoot with you too. All right, and then the last one is Active. This is our clean energy drink. I know Brooke is on here. She loves Active. This does contain a clean form of caffeine. And even if you didn't order this, you probably got a sample from me if you ordered under me. This does contain a clean form of caffeine. It's not going to give you the jitters. You're not going to have a crazy crash after it, but do keep in mind that it does have caffeine in it. So you probably don't want to take this one too much later than mid-afternoon, especially if you find that caffeine kind of affects your sleep. Some people like to mix this with their Pink Drink mid-morning. Some people like to take it with their lunch or right after lunch for the afternoon slump. But you can there's no really right or wrong time to take this. Just don't take it too late in the day. All right, so those are kind of the basics. If you're taking anything else apart from that, don't hesitate to reach out. And like I said, if you need to kind of troubleshoot, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are here for all the questions. And really what we're going to share tonight over about the next 10 minutes, because we want to keep this short and sweet for y'all, is just a few other things that are going to accelerate your results. A supplement is exactly that. It is not a magic button. It is going to supplement what you're already doing. So if we can stack a few things on top of what you're doing by addressing your gut health and your blood sugar, then you're going to have a leg up and even better results. And that's really our heart, is just to help you get the best results possible with these supplements. All right. So here we go. The first thing I want you to do is to really go into this with a long-term mindset. Your body is not Amazon Prime. Okay, these supplements are going to go into your body at a cellular level and make changes slowly. As we said, they're going to address those core issues by balancing your blood sugar and repopulating your gut health. And that can take up to 60 to 90 days for your cells to truly and fully turn over in your body. So I want you to go into this and just honor that process and really give your body time to heal and adjust to something new. And I know for me, when I personally started, it was about a month and a half before I started noticing those big major changes, like hormonal changes and sleep changes. Those are really deeply rooted for me. You're likely going to start experiencing some change before that. Things like energy, bloating, bathroom habits, you're going to likely start to see positive changes for those in the first couple of weeks, even the first couple of days of starting, but it is going to possibly take longer to see those deeper issues like hormones or autoimmune issues. So just be willing to go into this with a long-term mindset and commit to 60 to 90 days to allow your body to start healing. All right, the next thing you're going to do is drink your water. If you're not already a big water drinker already, I tell people it is a free way to change your life. I want you to get a big cup with a straw. I want you to set reminders on your phone. If you work away from home, keep a stack of water bottles at your desk. Do whatever it takes to get your water in. Your body literally cannot function at its highest level if you're not properly hydrated. Half of our cells, like literally half of the cells that make up our body, are made up of water. So if your cells are dehydrated, or even if they're not fully hydrated, they cannot perform the functions that they're supposed to. So they affect our detox processes. They hydrate our skin. It rids our body of that additional glucose, like we talked about with balancing your blood sugar. It helps with gut health. It helps with brain health. Literally every function in our body is a result of being hydrated properly. So shoot for half of your body weight. I see you, Martha. She's got her water. Literally everything in our body hinges on water. So I want you to shoot for half of your body weight in ounces every single day. Take your body weight, divide it in half, and shoot for half of that in water each day. All right, next thing is plug into our community. We have several resources that are going to help you be successful. Hopefully, you're already plugged into our team page. That's going to be a great resource for starting strong. There's information on our monthly events and our promotions there. So make sure you stay plugged in there. The Plexus Go app is also a great hub for you to be able to manage your orders and get those free weekly workouts that you get with your VIP membership. So make sure you're plugged into the team page, that you've got the Plexus Go app. And if you don't have either one of those, message the person who invited you. We'll get you hooked up with those. Make sure you're plugging into that community and those available resources. All right, very quickly, number 4, you already likely have a subscription that was set up for you when you ordered that's going to ship out 1 month from the date that you placed your initial order. Now, you always have full control over that. It's very much like an Amazon subscription. You can always go in and edit it. You can edit your products. You can edit your date. You can cancel it altogether if you want to. But 2 great things are going to happen when you leave it in place. Number 1 is that consistency factor that we talked about. 60 to 90 days is what we're shooting for. And it really is amazing how many people, when they get to month 2 or 3, will call us and tell us, I'm so glad that I stuck with this, because again, we're going for that long-term mindset. And if your subscription isn't set and you're anything like me, you are going to run out of products and think, shoot, I didn't leave my subscription on. And it's much easier to be consistent when it just shows up at your door and you don't have to think about that subscription. So again, you always have control over that, but at least for those first 3 months, I want you to keep that in place so that you can be consistent with your products. And then the second thing that's going to happen is you're going to start accruing Plexus perks. And those are basically reward dollars for you to get free products. So every month that your subscription processes, and it has to be a subscription, not a manual order, each month your subscription processes, you're going to earn those perk credits. And after your first subscription, you're going to have enough to cash in for a free full-size product. So make sure you keep that on. Even if you need to adjust the date of your sub or you need to kind of switch up the products, make sure that it's set to 100 PV and make sure you don't turn it off, because if you turn off your subscription, you're going to lose those perk credits. If you need to move the date out a couple of months, perfect. You'll keep your credits, but just make sure you don't turn it off or you will lose those credits. Okay. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is accountability. Accountability is the number 1 determining factor, whether you're starting new supplements, whether you're starting a new Bible study, whether you're starting a new gym membership, it is the number 1 determining factor for success. And I know when I started, I just wanted to be a silent product user. I wanted to do my thing. I didn't want to tell anybody about it. But within those first couple of weeks, I was going to the bathroom regularly for the first time in literally years. I had more energy. I had lost the last 5 pounds of my baby weight, and I felt like Chelsea coming back again. So I got my mom, my sister, and my best friend on board, and they did this with me. And it was so much fun to get to do this together. And I fully believe 8 years later, that is the reason I stayed on this long term. And I was able to give it that full month and a half where I started to experience those deeper levels of healing. And I fully believe those first couple of people that I grabbed for accountability are the reason that I was able to stay consistent with this. There's actually a stat that tells us that we are 85% more likely to be consistent with something when we do it with somebody else. So I want you to grab 3 people. I want you to think about 3 people, and that can be your husband, it can be your mama, it can be your best friend. I want you to think about 3 people. And when you do that, when you share your referral link with 3 people, you're going to earn not only some amazing accountability, but you're going to earn over $300 in referral cash from Plexus that you can use to put towards your products. You can use it to go get your nails done. You can use it for groceries. You can use it for crazy gas right now. But it's just an extra perk that's not only going to incentivize you to get some accountability, but also put a little bit of money in your bank account and allow you to be consistent with these products. So I want you to think about those 3 people in your circle. And it really just is as simple as saying, hey, I'm starting some new supplements that are going to help me with X, Y, and Z. I want you to come and do this with me. Like, come and do this with me. Just like you're calling them up and asking them to go to a restaurant with you or asking them to, go to a Target try on with you. Ask them to do this with you. Reach out to us. We can help you load a cart, help you find your referral link, and make this super simple for you. All right. And the last thing I'm going to say is just stay in the contact with the person who added you here. Don't shrink back and be a silent product user like I was so tempted to do. Ask questions. Let us troubleshoot with you. There are no dumb questions. Like I said, there's no such thing as TMI in the gut health business. We have heard it all. We've seen it all. Let us help you find the right dosage for you and get the results that you want to see and feel. So that is my spiel for new customers. And I would love, I'm going to jump in the chat now that I can see it here. I'd love to know if anybody wants to unmic or if you have a question about starting your products, about the reset. Okay, everybody's doing reset, balance, triplex, MetaBurn. Okay, I'll talk about MetaBurn, Brooke. Let me see if we had any other questions. Oh my gosh, Brooke, I love that. She keeps a 42 pack of waters under her desk. That's so smart. Okay, so you want me to, I'll talk quickly about MetaBurn. I don't have a bottle of it right here in front of me. So MetaBurn is another metabolic booster for us. It's a thermogenic, it's a clean thermogenic that contains adaptogens. That's going to, again, contain clean energy. And people who love MetaBurn, like, love MetaBurn. They love the way it makes them feel. The only thing about MetaBurn is that it does have those clean adaptogens. It does have those additional herbs. So if you're starting with MetaBurn, I encourage you to start it slow. Start with one capsule and take it with food, because those additional herbs, especially if you're not used to taking those, they can cause a little bit of heartburn. They can cause an energy rush. So I just want you to take it with food just to see how your body's going to react to it. A lot of people stick with one. They feel great on one. You're going to take it earlier in the day with breakfast. To start with one early in the day, and then after a couple of days, kind of gauge how you feel. If you feel like you can handle two, go ahead and take a second one at lunch. And some people actually end up taking those both at once. MetaBurn is just really one of those products where you just got to listen to your body. You've got to listen how your body responds. Some people thrive on one, some people thrive on two. Some people can take it on an empty stomach. Some people need to take it with food. So start slow, start with one with food. And then again, stay in contact with the person who you joined under and just kind of troubleshoot anything that you need to there. But anytime you're starting a supplement, whatever supplement it is, a good rule of thumb is just to start slow. Let your body adapt, let your body adjust, and then slowly increase from there. All right. Oh, Maggie, I'm so glad you're here. Any other specific questions? Dave, Chalet, Martha, so glad y'all are here. I know y'all are starting this week.
Actually, I do have a question. So we just got all of our stuff today, which I'm super excited about, but we're not going to start the reset until Monday. Should we go ahead like tonight and start with our bio cleanse and start with everything and then start again? Like, should we just go ahead and start?
You totally can. You totally can. Yeah. It's completely up to you. A lot of people like to start, just straight up with the reset, but I'm kind of the mind, like, let me go ahead and just get it in my body. Like, let me get it in my body. So I would just go ahead and you're starting with Triplex. So start with your pink drink in the morning, start with your capsules tomorrow night. You may need to adjust. And this is one of the things we'll talk about in the reset. I don't always take BioCleanse during the reset just because you're on a largely liquid diet and you may not need that extra support. Right. I'm on the reset right now. I'm not taking this tonight. But we'll talk about that. We'll troubleshoot that and talk about that, next week when you start. But I would go ahead and start. There's certainly not any harm in it. You're just going to start putting the good stuff in.
And then while I'm on here, you had mentioned the other day about the thyroid and taking your pink drink. You just didn't mention that. And I just wanted to make sure and clarify everything with that.
Yes. And Brooke, I know Brooke may be putting her baby down. She's our nurse practitioner on here. If you're taking thyroid medication or you're taking any medication at all, first of all, none of this is medical advice. You always doctor. But with thyroid medication specifically, you just want to make sure you're separating the pink drink from with at least 3 to 4 hours, just because the chromium in the pink drink, if taken directly with thyroid meds, it can, I'm not saying it does, but it can potentially disrupt the absorption of your thyroid meds. So you certainly don't want to do that. So just take it 3 to 4 hours away and you should have no problems at all.
And Brooke just said on the chat, she said always separate by a few hours too. Awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yep. No, that's a great question. And I've always heard it's a few hours, like 2, but we always kind of err on the side of 3 or 4. Cause again, I'm not a doctor. Oh yeah, there's Steph. And you take your thyroid medicine first thing in the morning, right, Steph?
You have to take your thyroid medication in the morning.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I take it first thing and then I do my pink drink either right before or right after lunch. And I get my thyroid checked out every 6-8 months, especially last couple of years. I've had an issue with it. So my doctor's pretty aggressive with treating it, but never ever had a problem with the supplements impacting it that way.
Okay. I don't have a thyroid anymore. I got mine taken out about 10 years ago. And so no. 12 years ago, more than, yeah. But I don't have it anymore. So yeah, and it went up and down with babies. So if I don't know how old you are, Stephanie, but if you have babies, it goes crazy with babies too.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
My sister-in-law.
I'm hitting menopause. I think mine's been acting up a little bit lately. I'll be 47 this year, so I've just
me
been
too.
like in this weird space. Oh, nice to meet you.
Hey, hi.
Nice to meet you, Martha. But yeah, I have an aunt that takes Plexus products that had her thyroid removed, and she's really thrived on the products too.
Okay,
With
good.
that. So
Okay. So I'll look at trying to do mid to late morning, lunchish time, something like that. And that doesn't, even if don't take it on an empty stomach, that shouldn't be a problem.
I would say shoot to try to do it on an empty stomach if you can. The chromium is best absorbed and going to work best to level your blood sugar on an empty stomach. But again, it's still going to work no matter when you take it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Shalay had a great question. Best to take Probio 5 and Vital Biome at night. The only thing with Vital Biome, you don't want to take Vital Biome with BioCleanse. But Shalay, I'm pretty sure you're starting with Pink Drink, Probio, and Vital Biome. Isn't that right, Shannon? Yes. So you're fine.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
You're fine to
No
take.
yeah, no BioCleanse.
Yes, you're fine to take both of those at night. You just don't want to take BioCleanse because the magnesium in the BioCleanse can kind of affect the absorption of specifically the Vital Biome. So, but you're good. Yes, you can take those at night. Any interaction with Triplex and Crohn's? Not that I'm aware of, but again, always if you're taking a specific medication like that, I would check with your doctor. Brooke, I don't know if you can chime in on that without knowing the specific medication. Look at Brooke. I can always.
Yeah, so Chelsea, I stuck it in the chat, but of course, I don't know exactly what medication you're on, Dave, but there really shouldn't be any reason why the three main ingredients in Triplex, chromium, magnesium, vitamin C, probiotics, there really shouldn't be a reason that it should affect your medication, but we do have product information sheets that's got all the ingredients and everything on there. And I highly encourage, if you're taking medication that you're worried about interacting or anything like that, it's always best to just clear that by your doctor.
And I'll also say too, and I'm not like super well versed in Crohn's, but I would probably start with just ProBio if you have Crohn's. The BioCleanse is again going to have that magnesium component that can kind of have a cleansing effect on your GI. So anybody who has kind of a major GI issue like that, I always suggest that they start with just ProBio, get a solid week under you, and then very easily, like kind of carefully kind of work in that BioCleanse. That would be my recommendation. Kids can take the cleanse. It's in a capsule form. So it just depends on if they can swallow the capsule or not. BioCleanse does not taste great when you open the capsule. I can attest. So, but yeah, they can take BioCleanse. It's a lot better than Miralax. So if you can get the BioCleanse in, it's going to have a lot easier effect on their bodies. Okay, 9 and 12. I would just start with one. Start with one. It's just magnesium. It's not going to hurt them. Start with one, and then, stay in contact with me and Shannon. We can kind of walk you through that dosage. But if they're 9 and 12, they could definitely start with one and then increase as needed. Awesome. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We do have our opportunity call starting right here in 4 minutes. So if you're interested, if anything that I shared about kind of sharing your referral link and you kind of got a couple of friends in mind and you're thinking, maybe I'm curious about this opportunity, feel free to stay on. We're going to start that portion. It'll be about 15 minutes starting at 8:30. So feel free to stay on with us for that. And we're just so excited for y'all. So stay in close contact with us, and can't wait to see y'all stories unfolding in a couple of weeks. Bye, Martha. Bye, Fran. All right, I am going to go refill my water because I've got something going on with my throat here, and I'm going to jump back in at 8:30 for our op event.
Sounds great. Thank you.